morning, everyone. This is Daniele Capezzone, a view from Italy, the Watcher Post from the Utopia Studios in Rome. So this week on Tuesday, the 18th of April, the Football Super League was born. And only 2 days later, also this week, on Thursday, the 20th of April, the Football Super League horribly died. As someone said, it was the fastest and shortest tournament in the history of modern football, and also, as someone said, the greatest PR and communication disaster in the history of modern finance. But let's try, as we always try to do here at A View from Italy, to make a fair and balanced comment on this event. On the one hand, we can say that the clubs which promoted this initiative made two terrible mistakes taken from the Manual of Football, page 1, page 2. Page 1, to participate in a sports competition, you have to do it on merit because of what you deserve on the pitch, and you cannot forget that, as the promoters did. And page 2 of the Manual of Football, if you are at the top level of an organization, you have to take care of the whole organization from the top to the grassroots and vice versa. You cannot forget that. And these were two undefensible mistakes. But on the other hand, if the promoters may have given the wrong answer, they made the right questions. If you are the manager of a company and you are head over heels in debt, what are you supposed to do? You may say that the first thing to do is to adopt severe cost-cutting measures. That is to say, sell your most valuable players, sell some of your assets, and of course, this is a right objection, but there is also a different option that you may try. That is to say, increase your revenues. And for a football team, the most important revenue to increase is represented by TV rights and broadcasting rights. In that, the clubs which promoted the Super League were right. They were right on 3 points from my perspective. The first one, football, European football, should learn from the experience of American sports, not only basketball and NBA. But let me quote football, American football, NFL. Think of the Super Bowl. A single event, a single match, has a TV audience of 100,000 viewers, and a single 30-second commercial in that TV program is worth $5 million. Why shouldn't European football learn from that experience? Second, in that, Mr. Agnelli was right. You may like it or not, but you have to reach out to the youngest generation, to the teenagers, to boys and girls who are 13, 14-year-old all over the world. They are not often fond, or not necessarily fond, of the football teams of their town, of their city. They are fond of great players. I am a fan of Ronaldo, of Messi, of Mbappé, and they are often fan of the greatest global players. You may like it or not, but this is the reality, and you have to forge an offer which is designed to reach out to this kind of audience. And third point, on which, from my perspective, in spite of their terrible mistakes, the clubs were right, is that you shouldn't be a slave to what Milton Friedman called the tyranny of the status quo. If something has been done in a certain way in the past, this does not mean that you cannot change the approach and turn over a new leaf. In any case, due to their terrible mistakes, they have been defeated, and there is one last lesson we should learn from this event. We are talking from the Utopia Studios. As you know, Utopia is a top consulting firm in Italy. Well, when you want to propose something new and something bold, when you have to reach out to a global audience, when you have to have a dialogue, a difficult dialogue with public decision makers, you cannot go at war without a consulting strategy, without a proper lobbying, without forging a proper narrative, without forging a storytelling. Otherwise, you will be forced to accept your opponent's storytelling, and they will say, as they did, that you are working for the few against the many. In that case, as it happened for Juventus and Real Madrid and the others, you are going not only to lose, as it happened, but you are going to be described as a sort of monster. Goodbye, have a nice weekend, see you next week.